Welcome back to Swans Cast, everyone. Another victory for the Swans, although it didn't really look like it 10 minutes before the end of the game. But a scrappy win will take it nonetheless. So don't forget, as always, to subscribe to the channel for more content and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And comment down below as well if you disagree or agree with what we have to say. So, already mentioned it, but a bit of a scrappy match then, boys. But what do we make of that then? Lee, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it was an awful game, wasn't it? It was so bad for 85 minutes, and then it was good for about 30 seconds, and then that's about how you can sum it up, really. But Roberts, what a hero of a man! He just pops up to me, and I know we've got so many good players at the moment, but there were so many quiet performances. You could probably pick out loads of them, but then someone always sort of gets there in the end. Someone drags us out of it. And like I said before, if you've always got a defence that doesn't concede many goals, even when you're under the cosh, and you've always got a chance of getting a win or even a point in the game, and that sort of result where you play bad and win like that at home when you probably deserve to lose is a promotion performance, really. So it could be important coming end of the season.
Yeah. Scott, got anything to add?
No, Lee said poor game. Just going forward, obviously our defence was class as always. Didn't concede one. Still top defence in the league. But yeah, like Lee said, the salmon of a man, Connor Roberts, to the rescue. Yeah. Great cross by Carlos Bidwell. And yeah, scrappy win, take it. Promotion on the horizon.
Could be another clean sheet to add to the collection there as well. Chris, what do you make of the match then?
Yeah, shit game, wasn't it? But I mean, the goal was decent. Brought back some memories back in, I think, 2007 when I was in Florida, SeaWorld. Connor Roberts reminded me of Shamu jumping out of the very small pool, actually, in SeaWorld. But yeah, he dove out and smashed the goal in. I don't know if the link-up was with Connor Horahan. But yeah, it was a decent goal anyway.
Yeah, it was Bidwell with the cross for that one. Not Horahan this time, but it was a good cross nonetheless. Cool. First half, there not really too much to talk about. The only two key things I would say is Bennett showing why, again, he's an experienced and top defender and been really important for us. Just a tactical yellow card that I think, you might not make much of it, but I think it was a really good decision by him, again, just showing his qualities. And Anthony Knockhart for the other team, for Nottingham Forest, hitting the crossbar. End of the first half. But a little bit more for us to talk about and digest then going into the second half. So I think it opened up a tiny bit, not necessarily in a positive way either. We weren't really creating much, but we were up that end of the field. And when we lost it, there was definitely a few counter-attacks for Nottingham. However, Cooper did feel the need to make subs, and he didn't not only make subs, but he also changed the formations. He brought Morris and Arriola on. And Lee, you finally get a chance to talk about what you've been calling for, playing wingers. So what do you make of the formation change?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised he did it, to be fair. I thought he had the option to do it, so I thought it might come at some point, but I didn't really think he would do it so soon after getting the changes in. I wonder what I may be speculating a bit too much, but I wonder what's going on with Cabango, because he doesn't like to play him in league games at the moment. He used to stick with Norton, and when Norton got injured, surprised he actually did go to the 4-3-3, but I know we needed a goal. But yeah, I'm glad he did it because we needed a goal, and I was surprised at how forward the fullback still got. Connor Roberts and Bidwell were still sort of on right up on the edge of our box, still with the two wingers as well. So yeah, happy days. Glad he did it.
With that formation, they got a goal and assist between them. So yeah, Scott, formation change. Yeah. Do you think it's the way forward or just adaptable in the circumstances?
I think we touched on it a couple of videos ago when we said, oh yeah, Cooper's got a plan A, plan B, plan, and then I guess we touched on a plan C. But yeah, this is probably, it's nice to see he has got some changes in his pocket. Again, I don't know if it'll work against a top team, but yeah, it's a really good one to pull out of the pocket. Did leave holes at the back at points in the game. But yeah, I think at one point we were doing 5-3-3 when they brought it on, then he changed it to 0-0-11, it looked like. But yeah, it went pretty well. Yeah, well, got the goal anyway, didn't we?
Yeah, well, it was a little bit confusion when Morris first came on, I think, or when Arriola first came on, one or the other, about where they were actually playing. But I think it did end up in a 4-3-3 of sorts. Chris, do you see anything from a formation that you saw that you liked going forward?
It's just lots of holes in the back line. Forest on the counter attack, getting into our holes. I think a better team would have really walloped us in those holes that we had created by ourselves. Really.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right though. I think though it might come from the fact that we haven't really played that so much recently. The defence maybe weren't as comfortable in knowing exactly where their positioning needed to be because they're just so used to having that extra man. I think especially the first few minutes that we went to it, that was apparent. But yeah, what was you saying, Lee?
No, knowing I don't know if you can touch on it later, but knowing that he will play a bit more of Morris and Arriola. Is it time for one of them to start instead of Lowe?
You are right. I think Lowe had a bit of a quiet game. I think it was definitely right for him to go off. When he even got moved to the wing, he didn't seem to want to stay on the wing. And Morris, I think he looked lively again. He had a good nutmeg. He showed his pace a bit, but we just couldn't really get the ball to him in a good position to get him in the game. And I think the formation change, you've got to credit it because we did get a goal as a result, pushing forward a little bit more. We didn't really create an awful lot with it though, but ultimately it did lead to the goal that won the game. But yeah, what do you reckon?
I think the only notable thing that Lowe actually did was maybe that one shot on target with his left foot that was a pass back. Across the floor. Yeah, basically a pass back, and it counted as our first shot on target of the game. But 100% agree with you guys though. I think he's due a rest. Get Morris on, get Ayew on at the same time, and just see how they do together. They might link up better. I think Morris has got more pace than Lowe, to be honest.
Yeah, Morris is definitely looking quite quick. There was that one where he went to the byline. There's 3 people in his way, and he couldn't quite get to the ball in time to cross it, but he left them all for dead when he turned on the afterburners. So he's definitely got pace to burn.
Yeah, and that I think Morris and Lowe are kind of the same player. So either or, one of them comes off the bench. They've got the pace to cause defense problems anyway. So I guess they just it's the same player, and it's let's just try Morris instead.
I'd like to see him start though, because if you're only going to bring him on when we need a goal, I know it's maybe a bit different today because Forest playing quite well, but if we're only going to bring Morris on when we need a goal and teams are sitting back, then he's not really going to do anything.
No,
I think maybe start him for a change, because we're going to see more performances like tonight in the run-in if we never make changes. Yeah. We scraped over the line today, but when you never change anything, and we've played nearly 3/4 of the season now with the same formation, same sort of players, bar 1 or 2 now and then. I think he does need to mix it up more now. Jimmy, even just bringing in Morris, not too many changes, but just change it a little bit. Otherwise, we'll see more of that tonight.
I think you're right.
A bit still.
I think you're right. I think it's we're not necessarily saying Lowe has been awful. He had a slow start to the season. Yeah. He's had that middle patch where he did really well, and I just feel like maybe he's on a period where he's fizzled out a little bit. So just drop him to the bench could do him a bit of good and give someone else an opportunity to show what they can do. Really, that's all it is. But then going back to the game then, because there's not really too much left to talk about. But Connor Roberts, I want to talk about specifically because before his goal, he made 2 notable defensive contributions. One where he stopped essentially a 3-on-1. He had to he couldn't lunge in that ball through, and then it's in on goal. The positioning, I just think it was outstanding really, because it forced a bad pass, and then the goal. Well, they lost the ball, and then a defensive slide tackle on knockout as well in the box to stop a shot before his goal, which I know a couple of you got some good descriptions of. So what do we make of Connor Roberts' performance then, Chris? I'll start with you this time.
Shamu SeaWorld 2005.
Yeah, we already summed that up, haven't you? Scott?
A salmon jumping out of water to avoid a bear.
Yeah. It was a very, very, very high jump. You don't really expect that from him, but it's very athletic, isn't he?
It's like Ronaldo.
Just like Ronaldo. Connor Roberts' performance then, Lee.
What a man. What a man this season. I don't know where he's just got a hell of an engine. He's everywhere. Like you said, defending, and he's popping up with a goal, and then he's just everywhere. What a guy! Picking up the pieces where other players had dropped off again. He was class.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right though. He's put in another top shift, and it was a lot of quiet performances, but again, it happens over the course of the season. I think winning ugly is a good trait, and you need that to go up, and we've definitely done it here. If you want to compare it to some of the rivals, if you want, obviously Brentford have lost 2 in a row now, which is really going to help us out. Norwich then, I think, is an interesting one to compare with though, because they lose their key man in Buendia, and they all of a sudden lose the ability to win, so they can't even grind out a win. So we seem to have that trait. So who knows, it could be key when we come to the run-in. Okay then, so I look at the predictions that we did in the last game, and whoever wasn't in the video, I've got them written down regardless. So one person got it right, Lee, just not the goal scorer. So yeah, what did you go with, Lee?
Yeah, 1-0 Bennett, wasn't it?
1-0 Bennett, yeah. So you got the 1-0 right, well done. And Bennett will get his goal one day.
I did bet on him to get a yellow card as well in my bet builder, but nothing else came in.
It's a shame. Chris, you were close. What did you go with again?
0-0.
You only won all.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah.
It looks like we lost Scott then, unfortunately. So well, he put 3-0. Fulton, Horahan and Grimes, so no points. Well, he gets the points for predicting the result of a win. What did you go with again, Chris? You were quite close, I think.
1-1.
Who did you say would score?
Andre Ayew.
Unfortunately, no points for you, which is good for the rest of us because he's sitting at the top of the league. And I said 2-1 Swans with Ayew and Morris, so again, just a win for me. But yeah, top of the pile there this week then, Lee. So I'll put the scores and, well, the league table in the video so everyone can see where we're all standing. Also going to include Alid, who's been in some recent videos. He said 2-0 Horahan and Low. So again, he just gets the win. He's got a little bit of catching up to do though, missing some games. So okay, so on the whole then, anything you want to take from this game going into the next one in terms of players, any swaps? We already mentioned Morris coming in, but what would you take from the game, Lee?
Not a lot, to be honest. I think draw a line under it, take the win, thank God, and move on. I definitely bring Morris in for Low on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'd maybe mix the midfield up again. Maybe I'd bring Smith in on Saturday as well, because they all had some good moments, but they were quite quiet. I think the midfield three, they didn't really do a lot. On the whole, they had some good moments. Maybe bring Cabango in for Norton. He'll have to change it because of the short turnaround, but
yeah,
maybe just Cabango in, Smith and Morris.
Anything for you then, Chris?
I don't know. It's just going to be a hard game up in Huddersfield, isn't it? It's always hard going up north. Yeah, do a few changes. Keep Low off. Chuck Morris on. See what he does for 90 minutes. Maybe play some more with Arriola in the game. Yeah, that's about it.
That's fair enough. Obviously, we will discuss it more when we do a pre-match video. I think Friday. That will be. So otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. So cheers for coming on, boys.
Thanks.
Obviously, big news in the fact that Brentford lost tonight. So we're only 1 point behind them in the league now with 2 games in hand. So it's still technically in our hands, but obviously there's a lot of work to be done before we can get excited about that. But still, it's nice to see. So as always, subscribe if you enjoyed the videos, and to keep up to date with what we do, leave a like and comment down below what you thought of the game, and we shall see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. See you later, guys.
Thanks everyone. See you. Bye.
Up a Swans.